There's no way that happened, that it got by all of us.
Ask these former Youth Development Center staffers and they will tell you they do not believe there was any conspiracy or cover-up or that there was ever any widespread abuse of children in state care.
There were so many other good people that were around. If someone saw something like that happen, I think that person would have been arrested on the spot.
It would have stopped,
it.
We can never be 100%. There were restraints, maybe restraints that maybe could have, gone bad or whatever, but you needed to protect yourself. We needed to protect them from themselves.
Deborah Quimby, Terry Hannigan, Dawn Menswar, and Bob Duffley have a combined 65 years of service. They are part of a growing group of former YDC staffers who are pushing back on the allegations made by more than 2,200 former residents who say that they were abused in state care.
So I just feel like it is a witch hunt. It is like they offered that money and everybody jumped in.
That money she's talking about is the YDC Settlement Fund, which gives victims of alleged abuse financial compensation.
So you think this is just a money grab?
Absolutely. They're walking away with all this money, laughing at all of us. And they counted on us.
So far, though, an administrator with the help of a group of trauma experts and lawyers from the state of New Hampshire has believed the horror stories that they've heard from 425 former residents who have filed claims. Only 79 claims have been denied or dismissed, and hundreds of others have filed civil lawsuits against the state. Even with an undeniable frustration, the group says they still think about those kids that they knew, especially those who say that they were abused.
What else is it that they need that could support them in their life right now?
Now, in a statement tonight, lawyers representing many of the victims pointed to the verdict that gave one victim of alleged abuse $38 million, based in part on the testimony of 5 former YDC staffers, writing in part, quote, "The verdicts returned by those 48 impartial citizens speak louder than the denials of former staffers who now have to try to explain how they could be so ignorant of rampant abuse that flourished under their noses for years."